It's good. It's such a nice cocktail. I think it's underrated.
I think so too.
Hi, I'm Katie Strieski, and I'm here with Tammy Coxon, and we just tasted 4 different bottles of Drambuie from different time periods for Tammy's channel, My Tiny Bottles. And we started talking about the rusty nail and decided it would be really fun to make one with one of the vintage bottles, and maybe also with the with 2 of the vintage.
Yeah, this is my grandmother's bottle that she collected. I think this is one from the 90s, and this is one from probably the 77 to 82.
Yeah, so this is I feel like this one is the heyday of the rusty nail, so I'm excited to try the drink with it. So the rusty nail, if you're not familiar, very simple, just Scotch and Drambuie. It was very popular during the 70s and 80s, and it could be built right in the glass. It was the kind of drink where you'd walk over to your bar cart and just mix one up by eye, in the evening. I like to do a ratio of 4 to 1 with mine, so I'm going to start with 2 ounces of a blended Scotch, and then a ½ ounce of the Drambuie.
We are using Chivas Regal, which is probably pretty consistent for what people would have been using at the time.
Yeah, this is a true vintage cocktail. Brief little stir, and then I like a lemon twist. Right, this is exciting. Cheers.
Cheers. Yours is darker in color than mine, just like the
this one was much darker. It's good. It's such a nice cocktail. I think it's underrated.
I think so too. Do you want to swap?
Let's do, yeah.
Oh, the oldest of the bottles really does make the best one.
This one, I feel like it's not as sweet and it's a little sharper maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I like the warmth and the sweetness of this one.
That sort of rounded, heavy sweetness.
Yeah, we found that this one had a lot of butterscotch and flavors like that. And yeah, maybe that's one reason why it was such a popular cocktail at the time.
And maybe why it's not so popular today.
Yeah.
Okay, so after we tasted those 2 old ones, we were like, yeah, but what does the modern one taste like? How does a modern rusty nail compare? So we had to go make one, which we did with this bottle. And now we have tasted it. And what do we have to say?
We both thought it was a lot more interesting, but that it just doesn't work as well. The newer one is so much more herbaceous. It's got a lot of anise and I don't know, it's just a lot more herbal forward.
And I wouldn't actually say it doesn't work as well. I honestly think this is much more crowd friendly.
See, that's funny because I would say this
interesting.
One.
I feel like I could serve this to people who don't like Scotch, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's fine."
That is true. This one is definitely more Scotch heavy. It's yeah. I guess I think of those anise flavors as more polarizing. But
that's true. That's true. But I'm not a anise fan, but that doesn't come through as much for me as this sort of generic herbalness.
Yeah.
Where this, I really because the older whiskeys the older Drambuies taste so much more like Scotch. It makes this blended Scotch we were mixing with taste a lot more like Scotch. The whole drink tastes more like Scotch.
It really, honestly, I'm just fascinated by how different they are, how much we have to say about it. It really is a different cocktail today than it was in the 80s, you know? So it's how can you judge the rusty nail as a cocktail, if you're really not having the rusty nail, technically, you know?
And that's so true, I think, of many cocktails that we try to make the old version of. But, as we discovered, the old versions of the products aren't the same.
Right.
And
they've changed over time, so we can't really know that we're having the same one that, that someone had back then.
Right.
So.
That's all right.
This is as close as we can come, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're doing a little time traveling here. All right, well, now I think that will really be the end.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.